Well, 3 years ago, a pilot on JetBlue Airlines horrified and terrified passengers with a bizarre mid-flight freakout. Here's part of it. He went so bananas that the passengers tackled him. Now, that pilot, his name is Clayton Osbun, is suing JetBlue for nearly $16 million. He says the airline failed to recognize his mental illness. Now, originally, he was charged with disruption. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Does he have a case? Joining me now, a member of our medical A-team, Dr. Mark Siegel, and attorney Ken Rothweiler. Welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Dr. Siegel, does this man have a case?
Well, I don't know the legal aspects as well as our attorney there, but I will say this. He's saying he had a complex partial seizure, which is actually pretty rare, and it can cause, Tucker, this aberrant behavior. It can cause him to suddenly become psychotic, but the problem is that it can easily be missed. You don't necessarily find a seizure that easily, and he's saying that he was disheveled, he was disoriented, he was talking slow. But did anybody see that? The FAA wants us physicians, when we review pilots and co-pilots, to look for things like appearance, behavior, memory, how well they're interacting. But we don't know if he had those problems when he was undergoing a medical examination,
right,
and whether he even admitted to these things.
Ken, it's kind of amazing a guy like this made it into the cockpit in the first place, no?
Yeah, that's true. You know, with regard to the lawsuit, it depends what JetBlue actually knew. If they knew that he had, you know, some type of organic brain problem and didn't tell anybody and let him, pilot the plane, then obviously this lawsuit would be a valid lawsuit.
Right.
I think it's a very tough case, though, because it seems to me that all of these problems occurred, or at least JetBlue knew about all of these problems in terms of his organic brain problem after this freakout, in midair.
So, Dr. Siegel, if a doctor learns that an airline pilot or someone in a sensitive job like that has a profound mental illness, doesn't he have an obligation to alert the airline? HIPAA laws be damned?
If, Tucker, he feels that that mental behavior will interfere with piloting a plane. And it's a good time to point out, with all this attention now on pilots, that most of our pilots are putting thousands of hours in the air and are doing an incredible job, are not impaired. So I don't want the public out there to say, oh, what about my pilot? Well, your pilot is probably in incredible shape. But if there's evidence of mental infliction that is interfering with performance, then yes, then rules be damned, they have to report them.
So, Ken, just as a lawyer, here we have a guy who freaks out. He's the pilot. He put the entire airplane at risk, and he's suing. Kind of ludicrous, no?
Well, I think it is, unless, like I said, the airline knew about it. I mean, what he's saying is, hey, I had this problem, this brain problem, this seizure problem, and the airline should have known about it, and therefore they should have kept me, on the ground and not in the pilot's seat. So it's a little bit of a crazy lawsuit from that aspect, Tucker. And he's suing for like $15 million, which is also an exorbitant sum of money. I think he's going to have a real tough time winning this lawsuit. Yeah. But we'll see what happens when discovery comes out. If the airline knew about it and suppressed it, then the airline's going to be liable.
We'll be following. I wish we had more time. Thanks so much for joining us both. Ken Rothweiler, Dr. Mark Siegel, thank you.
Good seeing you.